everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you my toenails. I'm going to be using the Madam Glam Spring Jewel Collection, which is a gorgeous jewel toned cat eye collection, and I'm going to be using the one that is the Sapphire, so Sapphire Love, and it's just this beautiful, beautiful rich blue color. And because I have to try something new and I have to experiment, I decided I was going to try to see what would happen if I made a rose with cat eye. I love the effect. It's actually way easier to accomplish than a lot of these cat eye hacks that are floating around the internet. There's so many, and most of them do not behave the way that you expect them to, or when you try it yourself, you're like, yeah, that just didn't work. This one, I promise you, it's very straightforward. If you follow my magnet instructions, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. I hope you like it, and don't forget to click subscribe to my future videos as well. So I'm going to start by applying a coat of Magic Night to my big toenails. I'm only putting the roses on my big toenails. Obviously, you could do this design on a fingernail or whatever, whatever other thing you're planning to do. But I'm going to show you toenails just for the sake of my toenails needed to be painted. So we've got one coat of Magic Night. This is a blue that is a very similar shade to the darker color that is present in the cat eye. So not the same shade as like the light stripe, but the same as the color that appears when you have the magnet for the darker color. Now on my other little toenails, I'm going to be using the color Sapphire Love, which is one of those gorgeous new cat eyes. And I'm going to apply that, then use my magnet on just the regular magnet side, the bar side, and I'm going to hold it at a slight angle, give me the traditional cat eye stripe, and then flash cure it. Whenever I'm doing cat eye, I flash cure after each nail. Go ahead and pop those into the lamp to cure. And now repeat the process with a second coat of each color, the Magic Night and the Sapphire Love. All of the colors in this Spring Jewel collection of cat eyes from Madam Glam are very rich colors. They're all very intense dark jewel tones, which makes sense considering the collection's name. They are all so pretty. I had a hard time deciding which one was the one I wanted to use for this. They are just gorgeous colors. Highly recommend, and I will put a link to them as well as the colors I used in the description box below. Now that I have a second coat on both colors, I'm going to use the Sapphire Love, the cat eye, to be making my rose. To do that, I now flipped my magnet around to the circle magnet. I'm going to draw the first petal in the center of my rose, which is going to be, they're all going to be interlocking C shapes or parenthesis shapes. And I'm going to take the magnet, I'm going to hold it inside the inner curve, hold it there for a second until all the magnetic pigment pulls towards it, and then I'm going to slowly push the magnet towards the petal until I have the line of the brighter color glitter in the middle of my petal. So there I've got my shape again. So hold the magnet on the inside curve, all the pigment goes away, slowly push it. You can see that color come in. That was a very great little moment. I was hoping, I have a hard time deciding or seeing what my camera sees as I'm doing things. I was really hoping there would be a moment where you could really see what I was watching for with the cat eye. Oh, good. You can see it here too. Well, not as well now, but all the pigment's going to pull towards that center where that magnet is, and then you push it back out to where you want it. That's what's going to give you that cool, shifty rose look. And you always want to be very aware that you're holding the magnet on the inside of the curve so that you get a curve on your petal that matches the shape of the petal instead of having one that is the opposite of your petal. That would be a totally different look that I guess you could play around with. Obviously, with cat eye stuff, you just have to play around with things to see what it's going to do. Continue with this process of doing these interlocking petals around and around. When you do the first set, you want two of them to be hugging together, two C shapes hugging. And then after that, you want to do it in circles of three. So 3 petals. You want them to, you want the center of the next row of petals to be over the top of where the previous 2 meet so that they aren't in rows just going out, getting bigger. You want them to kind of interlock and overlap. As I am working on this, I'm curing each petal as I go. Be aware that this is not a quick process. This single rose took me about 9 minutes. My camera can tell me that. It'll tell me how long the video was. So it took me 9 minutes to do this one toenail. With that being said though, I think on a fingernail it'd be quicker because it's not quite as much, real estate as my toenail was, but the final result is just so cool. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. And it's one of those things where, and I do show this with a flashlight at the end of the video to see how the color gets picked up. Different lighting is going to make this rose look different. And if you want it to be a little more obvious, if you want to be a little more dramatic in color, I would see how it would go using black as a base instead of blue, or even a darker shade of blue instead of the one that I used, a near black, because then it might have even a more significant effect that you could see what it would do. But these cat eyes that are in this collection are really good for this kind of a design because the cat eye stripe is much brighter than the background color. It's a very intense, very glowy, eye-catching cat eye. I'm now going to finish off these two nails that I didn't do before with some no wipe top coat, and then they are all done. I love them. I really like this blue on my toes for one thing. I don't know if I've ever had this shade on my toes before, so that was kind of a fun thing to try out, as well as just the way the results of this rose turned out. If you have any questions whatsoever on cat eye, on different magnets, on how to achieve different effects, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section down below. I would happily answer them to the best of my ability. There it is with the flashlight. You can see how it looks even brighter then. Just such a cool effect. I hope we get some sandal weather before I redo these because I'd love to see what they look like in the sunshine. But, it's still a little early for that kind of weather, but I'm, always hopeful. I hope you like it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.